Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of Prismata. We'll see if we can manage a win here. Hey, who is this? Someone streaming who I haven't heard of, and they have 41 viewers, which sounds like a sponsored stream. Like, it's really low for a sponsored stream, but also really high for, like, a Prismata streamer I've never heard of. So I'm not sure what the deal is there. Go check them out if you somehow are time traveling and watching this while they're still streaming. Or maybe they became the biggest Prismata streamer ever. Just, who knows? So what's the deal here? Fission Rush is a thing that can be done, and I have done it successfully in the past. However, Infusion Grid I think is enough to fend it off. Even with like a 1C opening. Seems pretty dang degenerate, but you could try it. But anyway, I think Infusion Grid is fine against that. And then like there's Centurion. The only issue with Centurion that I see is there's a lot of freeze. So maybe you don't actually get the Centurion because Endotherm Kit is just so good against it. And like Shivers are pretty okay against Infusion Grids and also against the Centurion. So what do you go for then? Maybe you just get fissions and infusions? No, because you need to have this available as an option. You need to have red as an option, otherwise the other player can go infusions into Centurion and beat your Fission Rush that way. Okay, so we're not going 1C, but should we go 1EE? This has a pretty bad time against fissions, I feel like. Nah, it should be okay. I'm gonna try it. No, I'm not. I don't think I want that many drones because, like I said, Centurion's just not that amazing. I want third Engie, but I don't want to go crazy. The player 2 1EE line is a lot less fragile, and so I think it's probably fine to go for. But as player 1, it makes you extremely vulnerable to a lot of things, and you have to build a ton of drones for it to be worthwhile. And I don't know that I want that many. I want to just like get some green rolling so I can build a kit, and then some turrets, and have Infusion Grid available. Maybe you don't even get that many turrets if you got the kit, because to get the kit you need red. And so you have like a conduit and an animus. It's a little bit hard to like, and you want blue as well. It's a little bit hard. To do all of that and also buy fission turrets. Well, I ended up building a lot of drones. Didn't really mean to, but here we are. I didn't think I was going to want this many. But I think I'm about done. It's time to start adding tech now. And attackers and so on. But I'm a lot less fragile. I have fewer Vivids. So hopefully, and I'll have the first kit as well. Which I am hopeful will cause the opponent some trouble due to their high fragility. Although, to be honest, like, I don't know, I'm not really down much in drones, am I? Maybe this is fine. I don't want more drones. I said that already. So let's not get them. Let's get more green. Because fission is great. Question mark? Not sure about that. Maybe I just want more red. Build a bunch of Shiver Yetis and stuff. Nah, visions. No, Yeah, I think a conduit's fine. I already have the kit to threaten the Centurion. I don't really need the Shivers yet. I don't know. I'm not feeling so great about this second conduit, to be honest. I'm thinking about picking up a Shiver here so that if my opponent does get a Centurion, I can buy 2 Shivers next turn and threaten to freeze it. And then this ought to poke them into actually getting the Centurion, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 damage. But don't bother with a 5th because it'll be wasted against the Cent. Yeah, I don't think I want to commit to a Centurion. Not against this incoming kit. And I don't think I need an NG yet, so I'll just float and see what happens. Yeah, this is defended. Probably want a grid rather than a splitter. And just some more visions and defense. I'm sort of accepting that I'm going to get breached before too long, and I just need to be a little bit less vulnerable to it than my opponent is, I think. They have the option of, like, clicking these grids to make them less breach vulnerable, I guess. Or less freeze vulnerable, I should say. I'm not sure how great that really is, though. Here they can hold back 1 attack for free, I guess? What could I do about that? I could force field. But holding back an Immolite is not really that great for them. It might be okay. What could I do instead? I could make these a Rhino so that if they attack for 6, I do have a way to defend that doesn't waste anything. But they'll probably attack for 7, so the Rhino just hits and it's fine. All of this freeze threat is real, I'm pretty sure. Yes, it is. So Centurion's down, right? Oh no, this is defended. I thought it said 25, but it says 35. Okay. And of course, all their threat is real as well. So I do have to do something about that. I would have maybe liked to build some more grids, but I liked the idea of this splitter attacking when I built it, so... This does not come close to defending. Yeah. That's sort of a problem, isn't it? This defends. But I feel like I should actually offer a tiny breach if they want it. Oh, I imagined that I would be able to force a breach with my frostbites, my endotherm kit. The fact that that doesn't happening is extremely sad for me. What am I supposed to do? I can hold back a splitter. This is a breach for 4, which seems pretty good for them. Hold back another splitter, offer a breach for 1. Well, if I'm doing that, I should just hold back all the splitters, right? Here's a breach for exact if you want it, I guess. Kills a lot. Why did you just undo everything? You decided that it's not a big enough breach, or what? They kind of have to take it to stop me from threatening my own breach, it looks like. But then they're finally using up all of their freeze threat, and I can relax a bit. They're doing all this to kill, like, an infusion grid. Well, and they're sort of just killing a splitter, but not really. They're moving damage around so that a splitter dies. And additionally, like, killing my infusion grid. This seems okay. I wish I could have some more enchies for more green. Doesn't seem easy. Yeah, they've just built enough soak and like these rhinos. I think I'm just toast, right? They don't have access to force fields, so this extra green is basically all wasted, but their rhinos are doing good work, and they have way more economy than I do. As well as more attack and more absorb. So... gonna have to mark this one down as another loss, I guess, right? Yeah, looks that way. Alright, well, see you later. Blech. A rough night for me. Yeah, I mean, I guess the whole problem comes down to turn 1, so I'm glad I spent some time on it. I thought that with Shivers and Frostbite, it was just going to be too hard to keep Centurion alive. But Infusion Grid is a lot of soak. And you can buy it non-prompt, like, because the Endotherm kit has like big warning labels on it. It's coming up. Get ready. Opponent did a good job of stockpiling them. I guess the second blue helped with that as well. Yeah. So I just like... I kind of committed to the wrong idea early. I think I did a good job of following up on the idea that I was committed to. Although... this splitter is pretty egregious. I think it really could have been a grid. Also, holding back all these drones seems pretty poor compared to just holding back a splitter. So, like, combine those two facts, and it's like, wait a minute, like, shouldn't, you know, if I bought a grid instead of a splitter, well, I should hold back 2 splitters here instead of 6 drones. And then once you're doing that, it's like, wait a minute, shouldn't these splitters just have been grids? And like, that's 2 improvements stacked upon each other. That would make this better, for sure. But the problem was just not having enough econ and committing to something I couldn't do, breach the Centurion, instead of build my own Centurion. Opponent did a great job managing their soak with infusions and rhinos. I thought they were going to run into force field problems as well, which they sort of did, but it didn't matter because they had so much other soak. So, well played by my opponent for sure. I know that, like, in base plus Centurion plus Endotherm, you do get the Endotherm kit, but I don't actually know if you get the Centurion as well. I sort of thought you didn't, but maybe you do, and just like accept that life is going to be very sad. It's going to be hard to defend the Centurion, but he's still worth getting. Here in this set, with all this extra soak, it's a lot easier to defend the Endotherm kit. I thought maybe Shiver Yeti would push you over the top, but clearly it's... Well, man, I don't know. Because Shiver Yeti freezing the Centurion is, like, pretty good, isn't it? It basically deals 2 damage per turn, and is also giving you 6 defensive tempo per turn. Not per turn, once. So, you know, how good is 15 RRR for 6, you know, quote, damage, and also 2 damage per turn? Seems pretty good. So I think these Shivers were worth getting against the Centurion. But the fact that Infusion Grid was available as a secondary defender did make it a lot less good than I had imagined it would be. And what? Centurion. A Centurion that is constantly being frozen is very much like 2 walls and 2 tarsiers, right? Except it's a bit better because your opponent had to buy Shiver Yetis in order to make it not be like the amazing Centurion that and just be 2 walls and 2 tarsiers instead. Or call it 2 urban sentries, maybe, is a different way of thinking about the same thing. No, because you can't... Yeah. No, you can't... You don't soak with the urban sentries, right? So that's sort of just 2 tarsiers. It's really... It's like 2 walls, and then... say 2 steel splitters or something. Or 2... of some other fast attacker for 1. Which is not amazing value for the price you're paying for Centurion, but it's fine. This is a much weaker Centurion than like if I didn't have Shiver Yetis, but it's still good. Like Centurion is so good that a worse version of it is still okay. And it forced me to buy these Shiver Yetis to even get that much out of the deal, which are not otherwise that great to have. Yeah. Okay, so lesson learned, always buy Centurion. Okay, well. And also that, like, Endotherm Kit doesn't mean you have to be breached. Cool. Well, that, I guess, will do it for this episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.